Do you like fantasy football and sports betting? Come join us here at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, where hosts Matt, Shane, and Jason talk about fantasy players, lineups, and sports betting to help you compete and win championships. And of course, some extra cash. Let's jump right into the show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Matt, Shane, and Jason with you guys tonight on this lovely evening. My guys, how are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, I am bobbing and weaving and bobbing. I am glad to be here, glad to see you beautiful folks, and yeah, coming in with the energy of like Lightning McQueen today. I don't know why, but I just feel like shouting "Ka-chow!" and like just being like, let's go.
Hey, I'm glad that I'm not sick like you are, Matt, but it's great to see y'all's beautiful faces.
Yeah, so I'm like so happy that Shane has the energy tonight. I am under the weather. I tested positive for the vid yesterday, so I am running on fumes. But the nice thing is we were talking about this before the podcast. We've actually all had COVID before. The first time I got it, nothing. Like, I was fine, bro. I went out and hunted for like 10 days straight. Like, no doubt. Like, I didn't even feel anything wrong. This go around, man, it has kicked my booty. Like, achy, tired. Like, I was out of breath. I'm out of breath just talking to you guys right now. So,
it's your achy breaky heart.
That's right, man. So I'm ready to go to bed, but I wanted to hop on here with the boys and do the podcast tonight. I feel well enough to at least be able to get on here. So, we're happy to be back. This is the Parlay Fade episode, guys. Remember that. This is our betting episode. The fantasy episode comes out in a couple days. Jason and Shane are probably going to ride that, just those two. But we love it. We're happy to be back. Before we jump into the actual betting segment, guys, if you guys want to check out any of our social medias, man, you can head on over to X and you can find Shane at Shane Parlay FF. You can find Jason at Jason Parlay FF. And you can find myself at Matt_Parlay FF. Head over to Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel. Click the subscribe, the notification bell. It helps out Fantasy Six Pack. It helps out us. We just want to continue the brand. We are so happy to be partnered with them. And if you guys want to head over to fantasy6pack.net, you can become all access members today. Use promo code Parlay FF to get 15% off your all access membership. And what does that give you? It gives you the whole package, man. It gives you access to the website, lots of articles, all fantasy stuff included, bets. It also gives you access to the Discord channel. And like we say every single week, that's where the magic is made. There's all kinds of sports over there. The community is huge. People are so awesome over there. If you have any questions, the questions get answered immediately. Like, it's an awesome place to be. So head over there to fantasy6pack.net and get your all access membership today. As well as that, guys, if you guys just want to subscribe to the audio side of the podcast, head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, look up the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. That's us three goons, okay? Click the subscribe button, leave a 5-star review. It really helps us out. I'm out of breath, guys.
Yeah, take a breather. Take a breather, Matt.
Quick tea.
Can I get a timeout? Can I get a little quick timeout?
30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, just only 30 seconds. We got you. Jason, I think you have something short and sweet to talk about last weekend.
Yeah, hey, guys, it wasn't a good week, but hey, Matt, do you got college plays real quick?
I do have a couple. Plays.
Do you want to give them out before I don't even want to recap? But yeah. Honestly, Shane.
No, I'll give them out real quick. I forgot we do that first every week.
Yeah.
Guys, if you go back and listen to last week's episode, the 3 plays that I have for this week, I placed early lines on a couple of the games. One's actually getting ready to kick off in about 2 minutes, T-minus 2 minutes. Shane and I are both on the Memphis Tigers on that one. So if you're listening live right now and you want to get in on that, you have 2 minutes to get on there and place your ticket on that. We have the Memphis Tigers, obviously James Madison -7. That game is tomorrow, I believe. And then UNLV over California At the time of the recording, I took UNLV +4. I think that number has shifted a little bit. Shane, do you have them pulled up in front of you?
I can real quick. I think that UNLV actually is the
favored
favorites now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I think
there's
you're right.
weird feedback. I think we're getting it from Jason.
A little. Oh yeah, I hear it now. Little feedback echo.
Yeah, a little loopy loop, Jason. What are you doing?
So Shane, while you're looking that up, I have. So if you guys want to get in on them on those 3 plays, get in on them now. I think James Madison's still -7.
Yeah, JMU is still -7. UNLV is all the way down to -3. So if you hopped on with Matt on the look ahead line at +3, then yeah, you would have a 6-point advantage going into what's going to be the closing line probably.
Yeah, and the -3, I don't know if I like that number as much. I liked them when they were underdogs, but I don't necessarily hate it. At that point, though, I would probably just take UNLV money line. I think it's just better numbers for you at that extent.
Yeah, I rebet them to UNLV -1. It was -1 Monday.
Gotcha.
Wait,
okay.
Sunday when I was making my NFL lines. I was like, hey.
Yeah. But okay, I'll give out a couple plays, guys, that I do like these early lines. I always got to do a little spoiler here or a little upset. I'm still riding Indiana. I like Indiana +7.5. I do know that a lot of the public is on Indiana against Notre Dame. That's like the big upset that they're calling for the week or for the college football playoffs. Listen, Indiana is still just that massive firepower offense, and if there's gonna be an upset in the college football playoffs, this is the one that I'm looking at. All right, Notre Dame has shown us gaps all year. They have been on fire lately with Riley Leonard. They've just looked really, really, really good. But I do feel that sense of Indiana being able to potentially come in there and punch them in the mouth real fast. I do think it's going to be a really close game. Ultimately, I think Notre Dame probably will win it, but I do like Indiana +7.5. I think they can make this a game with Notre Dame. And if you really want to get spicy with it, you can dabble a little bit in the money line on Indiana. I think if there's going to be an upset, this could potentially be the one. This is the game that a lot of people are playing, though, so it does make me a little wary on the situation. But I'm going to throw my chips in on Indiana +7.5. The next game, guys, I'm taking Texas -11.5. Big number against Clemson. Clemson barely got in. Like, Clemson has been a team that has had some massive lows on the year. They haven't, they kind of snuck in here last minute too. SMU made a comeback against Clemson. They kind of let them back in the game late, a week and a half ago. That kind of bodes well for Texas. I think Texas is an all-around better team. So my notes on this, and Shane and I and even Jason can all equate to this. If Texas doesn't Texas, they should win this game pretty handily. I think they have the better team all around, both on offense and defense. So give me Texas -11.5. I'm going to put my ticket in on that and just ride away.
Yeah, UT is essentially the Chargers of college football.
Yeah. Yes.
They're always good, but they're always going to shoot themselves in the foot at some point.
Yes.
Only thing is, the Clemson quarterback is 2-0 versus yours all time, going back to state championships in high school.
Yeah,
that's some data from high school.
I actually, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool data. But ultimately, man, Texas, in my opinion, just has the better team. So if they play to their potential, they should walk away with this game pretty handily, in my opinion. Clemson is not the Clemson of old. They've struggled all year. So I'm going to take Texas in the spot and just walk away with my head up high. Those are the 2 plays I'm going to give you guys this week.
Oh, okay.
Just because I still have James Madison and UNLV on the ticket.
Cool. Well, guys, let's recap. Don't want to do it, but we got to. We do it for y'all.
Housekeeping.
Last week wasn't good for any of us. Your boy went 1-2. Shane went 2-5, and Matt with the goose egg, unfortunately, at 0-4. Free bets that we gave y'all as a total, we went 3-6. So not the best week for the picks. If you were listening to the pod, watching the pod, it's time for a get right week, and we all can agree with that. Shane's lock was the only one that hit last week, which brings the totals to the boys at 8-7, Matt is at 9-6. Shane is sitting at 10-5 in the lead with his locks. Overall records that we have right now are your boys at 38, 35-1, Matt 35, 32-1, and Shane is sitting at 50, 45-6. So we're all positive, but this is where it gets kind of tough at the end of the year. We should have these games down, but I mean, it's NFL. It's a business, and Vegas does well at the end of the year usually. The public has been killing it lately, so we're gonna make some tweaks and adjustments. But with that being said, Shane, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off a little different because we had a comment out here from Cow Chad. And anything freer than a Tim Boyle under if he starts? I would say yes, but the Michael Penix news adjusts my questions of the Falcons offense. Maybe, we see an explosion with the rookie over Kirk Cousins, who's been struggling to throw the ball 15 yards. Because there's enough talent in that Atlanta offense. I don't know what to expect from Penix in his first start, but it's definitely a possibility, and I don't really want to deal in that possibility, no matter the outcome. But yeah, to get right into my plays for the week. Hold on, I just minimized my sheet to say that. So we have my lock of the week. We'll start there. How about the Vikings -3 at the Seattle Seahawks? Look, I know that the Seahawks need this game like blood. They are down bad, and this is almost their last gasp to make the playoffs. However, the Vikings will also view this in a similar light. This is a great place to put the Seattle Seahawks out on the curb for the year, and I think that that's a great motivation for both sides. So in that motivation factor, both teams, meh. The Vikings are a significantly better team than the Seattle Seahawks team. Power rated wise, I have them. I have the Vikings in the top 10. I have the Seahawks in the bottom 15. So, pretty decent gap there. Additionally, Geno is either going to be playing hurt against this pretty stout Vikings defense, or we're going to watch the Sam Howell experiment. I will take the Vikings -3 as pretty sure money for this upcoming week. Now, you guys know I love a teaser. I have quite a few out there. If you like teasers, there's a bunch on the list, but I'll give you one. And I'm going to call this one the value teaser. And it's the Texans +9 at the Chiefs and the Lions -0.5 at the Bears. Look, Patrick's hurt. Like, I'm a Chiefs fan. Patrick's hurt. I don't care. I don't understand why the line was ever flipped to being Kansas City, being the underdogs, but to get the Texans with our QB back there, I'll take the Texans to cover and keep this game close. The Lions are just pitiful. I'm sorry. That's the entire analysis. Not the Lions, the Bears are pitiful. I said the Lions, didn't I? The Bears are pitiful.
Yeah, I was like,
wait a minute.
The Lions are pitifully hurt. The Bears are pitiful. I think that this is a redemption spot for the Lions to kind of get their frustration out. I think that this is a spot where, unfortunately, the Bears just aren't going to be able to match. And I know that they lost David Montgomery. I know that they've lost, what is it now? It's 14 defensive players for the Lions. It doesn't matter because the Bears' offense is so bad, they aren't going to be able to keep pace. So simple analysis. And then last but not least, this is my favorite play of the week, and it's a little spicy because I'm going head-to-head with Matt, and we know I love to do that. So, Eagles -3 at Commanders. Listen, Vic Fangio eats running quarterbacks for lunch. This directly leads into the fact that Washington's rush defense is also not good. I expect the Philadelphia Eagles to attempt to ETR, establish the run as early as possible, as often as possible. We've seen Kenneth Gainwell have success. Saquon's banged up, so that's iffy, but Gainwell is a serviceable back. So even if it's not quads on the go, they will still be able to move this ball against this below average defense on the run. The simple read of it all is the Commanders have been very uninspiring in the second half of the season, and the Eagles look like the team to beat currently, the healthiest team to beat in the NFC. So I'll back the Birds to cover the 3, even on the road.
It's a safe bet betting the Eagles. I guess we'll find
You
out
know,
what Matt has to say about that.
sometimes safe money is smart money.
We'll see. We'll
They
see
don't
about
they
that.
don't call it a losing account. They call it a savings account, Jason. Come on.
True. But hey, I'll take this next one. I'm gonna start off right with my lock of the week. I'm gonna go Chargers -2.5 at home versus the Broncos. I think that's a Thursday night game. Chargers just got their ass whooped over the weekend by Baker Mayfield and whatnot. It's a get right game. Both these teams do need to win. I like Harbaugh in this situation of getting his team right, getting that defense playing right. I think Bo Nix will regress in this game. I thought they should have lost last week if it weren't for that abysmal Jonathan Taylor fumble in the end zone. I think the tide turned when that happened. So coming in this game, the Chargers know that they need to show up offensively. Ladd McConkey is back, and I like him in that offense. And I know with their weapons and whatnot, Herbert can have a good game, and I think he will have a good game in this. And JK might be playing this week, right?
No, he's still out one more week.
He's got one more week.
Correct. And Kamani Badal is going to take over that backfield.
Okay.
Let me just add one thing.
Yeah.
If
Go ahead.
Broncos lose, the Bengals and the Dolphins are still in contention for the playoffs. So the fact that
Nice.
this game matters on Thursday matters a lot for the
Yeah.
games that happen later on in the week. So earmark that if the Broncos lose, you're going to see a whole lot more fight out of the Bengals and the Dolphins.
I love it. I love some drama in the NFL this late in the season.
It's
Hey, guys.
things to keep tabs on, man. It
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Hey, I'm gonna do the worst game of the weekend, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Give me the Jags +1.5 versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I think, yeah, they're in Las Vegas. Hey, Mac Jones did look better last week. He did look like a serviceable quarterback. I don't know if it was just because they were playing the Jets, but at the same time, the Raiders couldn't move the ball. Desmond Ritter didn't really have a chance to score any points. I think they only scored 9 points on Monday, so I think the Jags will keep that momentum up. Not really much to say about this game. This is a corner TV game, or you bet it and don't even watch it and look and check back in at the later slate of games. So give me the Jags +1.5. Last game, I'm gonna fade Dallas at home. Give me the Bucs -3.5. Dallas has only won one game at home this year. The Bucs looked great last week throwing the rock. I think Baker stays hot in that offense. Mike Evans is that dude. Imagine if they did have Godwin for this season, that offense would be incredible. So I like this game. I like the Bucks to cover that 3.5. Baker coming back to Texas. So give me the Bucks in that game. Matt.
I like it. Man, so far I like all your picks. Everybody's picks.
Well, except
All
for
right.
one for mine.
Yeah, except I mean,
Except for
I
one of them.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, Shane. I actually still like the pick. I'm just getting spicy, okay? That's all. Okay, guys. So my first pick of the week, which is my lock, I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals -4.5. This is a big game for Arizona. It's a massive game. Right now, they sit with like a 16.7% chance to make the playoffs. But that number could grow drastically if Seattle loses to Minnesota, and if for some chance the Rams lose to New York in New York this weekend, that number can jump drastically. So this is a big game for Arizona. They're -4.5. They're playing in Carolina, and I know Carolina has been playing better of late. But if Arizona can find some way to actually get their superstars involved more, i.e. catching some touchdowns, MHJ, Trey McBride, we could see a good dynamic in the Cardinals offense. We all agreed preseason that the Cardinals should have a fairly talented offensive roster. We know that their defense is not spectacular by any means. But we all had higher hopes for Kyler to start the year than what he has been producing. Now, I'm not saying it's been bad, but it hasn't been the eye-popping that we've seen Kyler play in the past. And he's got the weapons to do it. So I don't know what's going on in that offense, how everything's not clicking, but this is a massive game for Arizona. This is a big spot for them right here, -4.5 in Carolina. if they play to their potential, they should be able to go in and take care of business against Carolina Panthers, who are susceptible when they play from behind. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in the Arizona Cardinals -4.5 there. Next game, guys. This is the one where Shane and I are going to head. Okay, I'm taking the Washington Commanders +3.5 playing the Philadelphia Eagles. And the only reason why I say that, because Shane's points are all valid, right? The Eagles, between them and the Lions, they both look absolutely fantastic. Like Shane said, the Lions are all banged up on defense, so they haven't been playing to their full potential as of late. Philly has looked absolutely incredible on defense. Their offense is led by Saquon Barkley. And then obviously last week, A.J. Brown got back involved, and they looked extremely good. This, to me, feels like a spot where it could potentially be a letdown spot for Philadelphia, right? Potentially. We know that the Washington Commanders, they could better their chances, better their playoff seedings this week if they can somehow pull off this win. This would be a statement win for the Commanders playing at home. It's going to be a little bit tougher, I think, for Philadelphia than what people may think. Again, Shane's points are on Philly's defenses are all valid. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a tough game, but I think if there's some way that they can pull it together, not only can they better their playoff seeding chances, but this is a very big statement win for the Commanders, which when they're playing at home, they want to make those statements. So I'm going to roll the dice with Washington Commanders. They have a talented roster. They've made people second guess about their roster all year. I'm hoping they can play good enough to cover this spread and potentially maybe even win this game. So I'm going to take the Washington Commanders in this game +3.5. My next game, it's Minnesota -3.5, just like Shane has it. Like he said, man, Seattle's banged up. And even when they weren't banged up last week, before Geno got hurt, you could clearly see without Kenneth Walker, he was only targeting JSN. Like the targets for Tyler Lockett were minimal to nothing. The targets for DK Metcalf weren't the best. Now he's probably double and triple teamed, but they got to find a way to get some other guys the ball, right? Geno Smith was only targeting JSN and Noah Fant. Those were like the only two players that he was throwing to the entire game. Then he got banged up. Minnesota, like Shane alluded to, is a team that looks on fire right now. They're going to go in there. And might I have you, they played last week when Seattle played Green Bay, it was at the 12th man and Seattle looked like dog crap. Now you're playing the Vikings, who have arguably one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and a Sam Darnold quarterback who is playing pretty good ball. He's got great field vision. So I'm taking Minnesota hands down here, -3.5, because like you guys said, Geno Smith is banged up. Who knows if he's even playing? This could be the end for Seattle.
Oh yeah.
So those are.
Oh yeah. I definitely agree with you as per my pick. And what's up, Joe? Welcome, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Great to have you pop in. But yeah, I was laughing. You said that technically the Cardinals have a chance to make it. I was just fiddling with the playoff machine over on ESPN, and I can't find a way to get them in the playoffs unless they win out and everybody else essentially loses out.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw that there was like a 16.7% chance.
Yeah, I mean the chance exists, but yet they have to. Yeah, they have to win out, and everybody else has to lose out. I was
True
like,
that.
dang, like that's crazy. Because Washington is basically guaranteed to be in. Another additional fun fact is Houston's seed basically cannot change at this point. They can they're a 70% chance to be the 4 seed, and a 20% chance to be the 3 seed, and then like a 10% chance to be the 2 seed or something like that. And that's those are the only outcomes.
Yeah, they need Buffalo to
So you're
lose a
saying
lot,
there's
I
a
think.
Joe, did you see his comment?
Yes, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yes. There is, Joe. There's always a chance.
Just like
Hey,
the
guys.
Bengals are thinking. Just
Hey, do
that's
we-
the same thought process the Bengals have right now. There's a chance.
Yeah.
Do we have our dog picks?
Yeah. How ugly
I
do we
do.
want to get?
I'm
let's
getting
get ugly.
well, the one I'm gonna say Joe's gonna absolutely love.
Ooh.
Oh, put it out there. All right, what do we got? Who do you
So
like?
my dog pick is the Washington Commanders money line.
I already clicked it. I knew you said that. I was like, let me
You
just
know
go
he was
ahead.
going to go with that. All right, Shane, how ugly are we getting?
I'm not going that ugly on this one, Jason. I'm going to take the Jets to beat the Rams. It's an
Ooh, I
West
like
Coast
that
team
one.
going to an East or West Coast team going to the East Coast, and it's early kickoff. So,
Don't
All
take
right,
it.
I'm gonna get spicy. I'm gonna fade the rookie quarterback. Give me the Giants.
ooh,
Give me the
Oh.
Giants.
you better hop on that number early because it's free falling. By the way,
Oh, I know.
I
It's
put
like, hey,
pause. I put pause on my my 6-point teaser for that because I was like, let's see what this number gets to.
hey, what's that total number that you got for it?
It is plus 2,873. Also, we're backing Tim. You're backing Tim Boyle. That's what I want to.
Giants defense is
0 and
serviceable.
11 when he's thrown a pass, Jason.
Hey, Giants defense is serviceable.
Yeah, I mean they are. They could be. They could be.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not Tim Boyle. And other than that, I like this. But yeah, plus 2,877. Please, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, anybody.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up today's episode of the Parlay Fade episode here on the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Yeah, all three of us just got real
Wrong one.
giant there. Remember, guys, head on over to fantasy6pack.net. Use promo code Parlay FF to get 15% off of your membership. And not only will you guys see the bets we just gave you, but Shane and Jason both have multiple NFL plays on there. Like Shane said, he's got multiple teasers on there. I have more college plays on there for this upcoming week and weekend for early lines. There's going to be more going up there in the next couple days. So remember to head on over there and use promo code Parlay FF. And then while you're at it, man, head over to the YouTube channel. If you guys want to watch our pretty faces and how we, banter and talk and all that stuff, head on over to Fantasy Six Pack YouTube page. Click the subscribe, the notification bell, guys. It does help out Fantasy Six Pack. It helps out ourselves. And like we always say, we want to keep those train wheels moving north. All right. Leave us some comments. Leave us some comments because we want to hear from you guys. We want to be able to answer questions back to you. So leave comments over there. Then head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Look up the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Click the subscribe button if you guys want the audio side of the pod. Leave us a 5-star review. Leave some comments over there, guys. Like I said, the brand is continuing to grow. We love being partnered with Fantasy Six Pack, so we've got a lot of things coming in the works. And with that being said, guys, y'all know what to do.
Just like all of those Uber Eats things, we're just cooking. We're not selling you food, but we're cooking.
It's going to be a great upcoming 2 weeks for football. Strap in, get ready.
That's right, y'all. I'm going to go hit the hay because this COVID is kicking my booty. So with that being said, we love you all to the moon and back. And until next episode, peace out.